All right, so here I'm going to give you the rundown of Christianity 101, the basics of how the church is and was organized in the American colonies. So, first of all, in 1516, which sounds like a random year, Christianity, for the most part, and I know that there are exceptions to this rule, but for the most part, if you were Christian, you belonged in this circle. If you professed Jesus to be your Lord and Savior, you were a Christian in this circle. Then 1517 comes along. And again, that sounds like a really random year, but something happened in 1517 that split the church in two. You know what it was? What it was? It was the no, not yet. No, the reformation. Just the Reformation. The Reformation. I was going to say Reformation. That happened in 1517. This guy Martin Luther, he nailed 95 feces with a th, not f like feces like poop. But anyway, he nailed 95 feces to the church door in Wittenberg, Germany, telling everybody why the Catholic Church was so wrong. And so he split the church in two. And yes, he does make this look good. So now in 1517, you have two parts of Christianity. You have Catholics, and the opposite of Catholic is Protestant. Notice that everybody is still in the circle. Everybody's still Christian here. Catholics and Protestants alike are still Christian. However, they believe some different things about the quote correct way to worship God. Then we keep going forward in both in the colonies and in Europe across the world. Protestants start to break up even more. Catholics are pretty much going to stay united, and they are going to follow some of the same philosophies for hundreds of years still. Protestants are going to change. You're going to get people like Nazarenes, you're going to get Brethrens, you're going to get Lutherans, Baptists, Methodists. All of these people are going to start popping up around the world in the colonies alike. You've got all of these. Notice that they are all Protestants. They are not Catholic. All of them are Protestants, but still, we're all talking about Christians here. So we're all talking about Christians. And we keep going forward. I need you to understand two different types of Protestants, two that aren't really around so much anymore, but were very important in the colonies. One of them is Anglicans. You'll notice that Anglicans kind of sounds like England, so the NGL there in the middle of both words, kind of, it's the same. So Anglicans, the Church of England, came about because King Henry VIII had a bunch of wives and he wanted to divorce his wives, and the Catholic Church, the Pope, would not allow that. He did not believe that should be allowed according to the Catholic faith. So King Henry VIII created his own church, the Church of England, the Anglican Church, where he could divorce his wife, and he was in charge of it. And there's another group of Protestants who don't agree with the Anglican Church. They wanted to seek to purify the church. They wanted to break away from the Anglican Church and seek to purify it. We've talked about them already this year and called them Puritans. So the Puritans, again, they are on this Protestant side. They are not Catholic. They are still Christian, but they wanted to purify the church. They are going to be your pilgrims. They are going to be the folks that live in Massachusetts Bay Colony, up and mostly living in New England. That's where your Puritans are going to be. But again, they are Protestants. So all of these people are Christian, but they are either Catholic or Protestant. And if you're Protestant, there are all kinds of different distinctions in there. And the last thing we need to acknowledge is Jews. Where do Jews factor into all of this? Are they on this side of the circle, on this side of the circle? Trick question. They're not in the circle. They are outside of the circle. They are a separate religion. However, they are fairly close to Christianity. There are a lot of beliefs that are one and the same. Um, Jews read a portion of the Christian Bible, so there are certain texts that they share. They share a lot of the same moral views, but they are a separate religion. They believe that Jesus was just another man, and not the Son of God, as Christians believe. So again, they're close. They worship the same God, but in very different ways. And even though they are close, it's they don't really get along. Jews and Christians, Christians and Jews, and shoot, Catholics and Protestants don't really get along. They're all arguing about the correct way to worship God, but that is how we need to understand religion in the colonies going